Good evening and welcome to Gray Barn of Andover, New Jersey. We are located right off of Route 80, about 20 minutes north at exit 25. If you are not local to Andover, New Jersey, we absolutely do ship many of the items that you see in this video, our past videos, and our daily posts on Instagram and Facebook. If you've not done so already, please be sure to like and follow us on Facebook, as you do not want to miss our Wednesday night Facebook Lives at 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. And then we do monthly ones. Once a month on a Sunday night, we do a total shop tour, which you're in the driver's seat and you get to pick the items. The next one of the shop tour is Sunday, March 24th at 6:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this Sunday night at 6:15 is our special Facebook Live of just doilies, buttons, cookie cutters, and a few other things. If you go to our Facebook page, you will see those under the events tab. Now tonight, I'm just going to do a quick walkthrough of our shop to give you an idea of what to expect from Gray Barn. We are an eclectic mix. We have multiple vendors, and they are all discounted at least 20% off if it does not say firm, except for our train vendor and the general store and boutique area, which we might go past. I try not to make these too long, just so you can kind of get an idea. So right here we have some Jim Shore items. So 14 would become 11.20, 35 would become 28. There are no boxes for those. This is the case room that we're in first. So each shelf is a different vendor. So this is redeemable here, and you'll see the vendor code is 67. So our tags are super easy to read. So that 67 is her vendor code, and where she has that VTG, that would be the area where there might be an inventory code if they choose to do so. And you'll see the price down at the bottom, the 30 dash. So that would be $24 is the sale price, and that is the same for cash or credit. And then next shelf down is vendor Beth, and her ID is new to you. So you'll hear me say that. All of our vendors have little names for their booths, which make it a little more fun. Usually it's something personal to them. It relates to them. So it's a whole lot of fun. We have a lot of great vendors in here. The top shelf here is our Burning Sensation Antiques. And right below them is our Snowbird, Betty's Treasures. I was looking at this earlier. I wanted to get this out and check this out closer. I want to see the other side. It's a beautiful piece of pottery for $24, Walker Pottery. The color is just gorgeous on that. So, and if you see anything in this video, any of our posts, and you want more information, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. If you can email us, find us at graybarnantiques.com. You can also direct message us on Facebook or Instagram. If you go to our website, I actually have hyperlinks to those as well to make it easy for you to find. So the one that was right here, this is Auntie's Attic, and you can see our vendors have the black lights to highlight the uranium and Vaseline glass pieces that they have, although there's some in here that does not have a black light to it. And then down here is Reloved with Heart, and tonight is the last night for the 30% off, and then she goes back to 20%, I believe. Next to her is our neighbor is Vintage Crush, who has this bookcase, has a shelf in one of the cases, as well as two booths in the back. And this is the rest of Betty's Treasures. You can see she left us behind 4 bins to fill in her space. We've emptied those 4 bins. She left the middle of January. It's only the end of February, and we've gone through all her stuff because during the live, she's a very popular vendor during the lives, as we ship all this kind of everything that she has. Except for that punch bowl, is pretty shippable. So she's a very popular vendor. We're able to pull a lot of her glassware. And I hope to do some more videos and posts when we have time. Fortunately, we're very busy. So that's a great problem to have. And it's just my husband and I that run the day-to-day here. My husband actually works full-time, so a lot of times it's just me. Now this bookcase that I'm here, this is our Hip Chick, vendor code 57, and she is a 30% off vendor if it doesn't say firm. And you can see everybody has a little bit of everything, though we do have a couple of vendors that tend to specialize more in certain things, but they're not, just limited to that. They will have other things in their booth. This is new to you. Had that shelf over there, vendor code Beth. She has this bookcase, and we're going to see another bookcase in the back. This is we call him the Major because he is a retired Major. He did fight in Vietnam in the U.S. Army. So this is his bookcase here, and then he has a booth over here. He has this corner, and you can see he's got a lot of the military items. We also have swords and stuff from him. They're cupped up way high because I don't want any sharp objects that people can easily get to. Just better that way. So in this lock case, we have multiple vendors in here as well. The bottom shelf is our vendor Jazzy Junk, who has 3 booths in the back and a bookcase. She always has such wonderful items. All of our vendors, they do such a fun job of finding some of the greatest things you can find here. This is the larger Royal Doulton balloon folk. You have the lady and the man. I've not seen the man before, so that's kind of pretty cool. And they're just $24 each. And they are marked Royal Doulton. There's a pretty piece of Fenton, and that is $42, and then the 20% off of that. And then the middle shelf belongs to Bronx Man Cave he goes by. He specializes in, but is not limited to, the 64 New York's World Fair. So that's why you're seeing a lot of that. He has some Civil War pieces, 39 World's Fair, and other items. This top corner shelf here belongs to Redeemable. We saw her in that first case as well, and we're going to see another shelf from her in here as well. And then she's got 2 booths in the back. And this here is our Cavalier Collectibles, who just got this shelf in the locked case recently. Oh, that blue bunny's really cute. How much is he? 22, so he'd be $17.60. We sell a lot of bunnies during the lives. So I'm going to turn. Do this so we're not going too Blair Witch here on you. And over here is our vendor, is another locked case. And each, like I said, each shelf is a different vendor. So we'll go over to that. But first I want to go over to this bookshelf here, which we got stuck on last night. I usually do not go and do a walk around when I'm doing the Wednesday night lives. Usually that's all contained up at the counter, but I promised a person at the end that I wanted to show her a fabric heart that we had sold during the live, and I knew there was one more in here. So when I ended up coming in here, I ended up selling stuff out of this bookcase. So this is Cavalier Collectibles, and she does have 2.5 bookcases in the back as well, and we just saw her shelf up here. This is cute. She just reduced this. This is 60 by 72 possible shower curtain for $9.60 with the bunnies. So you might be able to use it for something else if you just like that fabric pattern. So we're going to head on over to this case. On the shelf here is our vendor, the Hip Chick. Now you'll notice her tag, she just does that yellow highlighting, and that's where her prices are. And that's just the thing that she does. Everybody kind of has a different style of their tags. It doesn't mean anything other than, here's my price so you're not missing it, so it's easy for you to see. So 20 becomes 14 on that really cool big blue necklace there. And then this shelf here is another one that belongs to Redeemable, and she's a 20% off vendor. And she has this shelf here, and it goes across to here. And then right above her is our friend Belmont Farmhouse. So we're going to turn around shortly and see one of her bookcases. She's got the jadeite flower pots at, what does she have on that? Jadeite Fire King pot. Okay, each one of them is 45 and then 30% off. So it looks like they have some lime up here. We have an eclectic mix of different vendors up here. That shelf is 20% off. But that one piece of green glass there does belong to Belmont Farmhouse, so that would be 35. It's a Vaseline glass candy dish, so that's got a nice glow to it. So it's actually uranium glass. And over here, the top shelf, we have another shelf of Burning Sensation Antiques. And then right below him is Andover Junction, vendor code number 1. And she is number 1. She is the original vendor from when Gray Barn was across the street, and it used to be Slackyville. And then changed back in 2012 to Gray Barn. We got some nice Christmas pins on here from Vintage Crush, and she is 20% off, so 30 becomes 24, 25 becomes 20, and that's really easy to do the math. I'm so used to doing it. So 60 becomes 48. The easiest way for me to do 20% off is just to time 60 times 0.8, and then I get right to the number. I know some people do the 60 times the 2 to get the 12, and then 60 minus 12 gets you to, gets you the same number. But I like to eliminate one step whenever I can. So for me, I just do the 0.8 on the 30% off. I do times 0.7. So, and it comes out to the same number with less math. So, and this is Vintage Crush. I had somebody asking for thimbles last night. Right there is a Royal Tarot thimble for $4.80. And she's got that little cute set there. And on the bottom is some higher items, not necessarily higher price, just higher in height. So we are going to turn around and look at Belmont Farmhouse's bookcase real quick. So this video is going to be a little bit longer than 15 minutes. And next, her neighbor is the Cat's Meow. He's got Star Wars items. So, and next, you can see he's got some fun Star Wars. And tomorrow, he's moving to another spot in the shop, and we're getting a new vendor in over into this bookcase actually. So that will be tomorrow. We'll put pictures up tomorrow of our newest vendor. So here in this bookcase is Belmont Farmhouse, and she has 30% off. So she's got a lot of great littles. These things are all shippable except for that big green bottle on the top. We're not going to ship that without incurring a fee. They do an extra fee if one side is bigger than like a certain amount. That used to be $17.28 total, but it turns out, as we found out, if it's a certain length, then they actually incur that fee. So we're going to head over into the front room. Usually it's very well lit over here, but I turned off the one set of lights to kill the open light so we could kind of start walking around the shop. So the train, we do not ship the trains just because of the jostling in there. We don't want the engines getting ruined, but if it's a straight up car that has no electrical to it, it's just a regular car, the little buildings and stuff, we will ship those. And his prices are fantastic, or like that big green tree. So we absolutely do ship those things. So this here is one of Burning Sensations' 2 booths, and he does handcraft. A lot of the furniture is repurposed out of other pieces, old doors, boards from church, from church pews, wherever he gets the wood, and he does beautiful, beautiful work. So again, we're not going to be able to take our time and go through. I'm going to hopefully get some more individual booths up, and so I don't want to go crazy pace here, doing the Benny Hill dancing through here, the Happy Sax song. I don't want to do that pace, but I do want to be able to come back through. Like this ashtray here is so cool. This MCM brass ashtray is $14.40. So there's a lot of great things in here in this whole shop. Some great books. So if you're one of my Facebook folk and you already have liked and follow us, all I need you to do is, if you see anything in this particular video, is you just direct message me. If you're not able to do a screenshot, don't worry. Look at the time, pause it, and tell me whatever the time was that you saw something that you need more pictures and information on. Facebook Messenger is actually the easiest way for us to work with you. So it's our preferred way. We will work with you through the comments section here, email, whatever works for you. But we prefer Facebook, and then you get a lot more opportunities to shop with us because of our multiple Facebook Lives. So I'm only I haven't even gotten out of the front half. We didn't even visit all the things that are up here. This is the Bronx Man Cave, who had that shelf with all the 64 World's Fair and stuff, and more of it's out here. He's got a lot of great beer memorabilia, license plate. He is our license plate person. And now I'm going to try not to turn too quickly here. All right, so, and this is what we call, these are the 2 vendors, like I mentioned, the train and then the general store and the boutique do not have a discount. So you see we've got some great candies right here, and we recently redid, and we're still in the process of, because Don had a lot of shipping again to do. He's working on this when he can, so all the food has now moved up into this booth. As soon as he's done, I will do another video. You will see a couple of months ago, I did do a video of the food because it is such a popular aspect of our shop that we want to be able to share that with you and ship that. We just got Chunkies back in. They were sold out, and they are back in stock here at the Gray Barn. So if you like chunky bars during the colder seasons, we will ship those. This is the boutique. This is all new stuff. Our goat milk soap, our Cleonala. She makes the most wonderful cosmetic type products, her lip gloss, her creams. We also carry candles. We carry the Coyer candles, which are 100% soy candle with a cotton wick. They burn super, super clean. And we do have the soy melts. So I'm going to turn around slowly here. And then our jewelry, like I said, you can see we've got a lot going on with shipping and pickup and all kinds of activity going on just from our social media. So you can shop us multiple ways, or in person if you're local. This is now our jewelry and the new tarot cards. And it continues over to here. And I now have 3 shelves of holding here. One of our lovely customers dropped off some fresh eggs from her farm. I was very excited for that. I love fresh eggs. What I love are the different colors. Look at that. I just think that's so awesome. So I'm going to be enjoying those eggs. And of course, we had the Girl Scouts here last week. I still have to bring those cookies home. So those will be going home tonight. So as a vegetarian, I'm not vegan. I do love eggs. So it was a nice, thoughtful gift for her to bring me. Here we have our Auntie's Attic. And you'll know, if you are on Facebook and Instagram, you'll note that Auntie's Attic is our Pyrex specialty lady. She specializes in, but as you can see, we don't have the Pyrex here. We're going to come around that corner and see her Pyrex. And some of the other vendors do bring in Pyrex, but she is like the one that has the most of it. And we still have some blow molds in. We said don't bring them home because back here, this back room has a very high ceiling, so we're able to enjoy a little storage up there. So we're going to come over this way now. This is over here is our Pickin' Wildflowers. So you might follow her on Instagram. And she also has a YouTube channel. She does a lot of house tours and stuff. So this is her space. So a lot of times these things that you see in here were things that she had in her home. And now she's redoing, and because she does a lot of decorating and stuff. So you can be like Pickin' Wildflowers. Now that Charles Chips, the lid does not match the tin. So this is cute. She just brought this in today. Now she is a 40% off vendor. So that's a great price. So that's going to be like 19 something. So that is shippable. Don would have to wrap the heck out of that because of the glass. We have a lot of great copper in here. Don says also going to do the copper molds on Sunday night mixed in if we have time. She brought in a lot of great copper. So my copper loving friends, 40% off. Again, timestamp if you cannot get the screenshot so I know what to get you more information on. So this is Pickin' Wildflowers. So a little eclectic mix of everything. Beautiful home decor. We're going to turn. What is that where they go on the tours? And we're walking. All right, and so over here, as I mentioned, is Auntie's Attic is the Pyrex. And like I said, we do post on Instagram and Facebook. Facebook is where you'll find us live. And Facebook lets me post links to a lot of other interesting things that I find online, different ideas of using all these great vintage finds and stuff like that. Helps you find other like-minded collectors and stuff. So that would be the page, our Facebook page, if you want more information like that. So we're going to be doing the doily special on Sunday night. It's very time consuming for me to send pictures of every doily in the shop. So that's why we are doing this. And this vendor will be going back to 20% off tomorrow. So the 30% signs, disregard those, please. And this is Reloved with Heart at this point. And we're going to turn and we're going to go to Vintage Crush, who has 2 booths. So let's turn. And we're turning. I really don't want to turn too fast because I know how disorientating that is. All right. Okay. All right. And this is booth 1 of Vintage Crush. And like I said, she has added a second booth. And she's a 20% off vendor as well. So everybody other than Pickin' Wildflowers on this side is 20% off. So we're going to come up and around to her other booth. And that back there is Bushel and a Pet Collectibles. So this is her second booth right here. And you might also have seen us on our friend Kim Jenkins' page, Yesterday's Tomorrow, if you're on Facebook. She does come to our shop, and she does do, she's doing a field trip here on March 12th, I want to say. That's a Tuesday. And that we would put the link onto our page when she goes live. And we are actually closed to business that day. But Don, my husband, he will walk around with her, and you can shop that way. And then I am up at the computer making sure people get the items that they want. She just brought in all these fun bottles. So 20 becomes 16 on all these great old bottles here. So and this is Vintage Crush. And we're going to turn now, and we are going to head over to booth 1 of Redreamable. And again, I just need a timestamp if you see anything in this video. We are now, our email has changed. It is findus@graybarnantiques.com. And that is now Google friendly. We were having problems with our previous carrier for our website and all our email. They were not updating to the Google security, so we couldn't even reply to a Gmail. So we've gotten it. It's actually find us at graybarnantiques.com. It's actually a business Gmail account, so no more problems. So we will be able to respond to you finally through our email if you do have a Gmail account. And this is Bushel and a Peck over here. And they have a little bit of a mess. They haven't had a chance to work on their booth since a lot of the big changes. Pulled out a big piece of furniture here, so she should be getting into work on that soon. And we're going to go down the hallway over here. And the artwork on the back wall here that you see, that's also redeemable. She gets in a lot of artwork and mirrors. And here's we're making the bend or turning into the back here. And back here we have multiple vendors in the bookcases. We're not going to go up on the stage tonight. We call that area the stage because it is elevated from the rest of the shop. So we have the book nook in the back. And I'll show you what I mean. We have these nice 3 steps, and you can, if you have bad knees, you can easily pull yourself up there. They're nice and wide apart. I have bad knees, so it's sometimes a little hard for me getting up and down these stairs, but they're not the worst. So with just 3 of them, and up there's some signs and stuff. And if you saw us on Facebook and Instagram, you saw the massive peanut delivery. There's 4 of the bags. The other 2 are above my head right now in the loft. So over here we have these 2 bookcases on the end are Thrifty Rick. And he comes in quite a bit, restocks, and you'll see a lot of Redline stuff in his booth. And you're going to take the 20% off of that Redline price as long as there's no firm after that. So we're going to go down these bookcases. These are both Thrifty Ricks. And then we're going to come up to our friend Relove with Heart. And she had that booth that we were up at and a shelf in the bookcase room. And she has these 2 bookcases here. And then in the corner, we're going to visit New to You's second bookcase. And then we'll turn and we'll check out our friend Lazy Q Ranch and the other 2.5 bookcases, which are our friend Cavalier Collectibles. So here is New to You on the end here. And most of our vendors come in 2-3 times a week and restock. We're only open 5 days a week, but some of them are in here multiple times a week to restock. Most come in at least once a week. And we don't get tired of seeing people if they keep bringing in stuff to fill in those spaces from all the items that sold. Now, Lazy Q Ranch is a 25% off vendor. And this is her bookcase here. And then her neighbor is Cavalier Collectibles. You see the sign right back there. I made signs for everybody's booths like that. I still haven't finished putting them up. Like I said, it's a 2-person team, and that one part of the team is not here the whole day. He has to have the job that actually has the benefits for us. So we're still with Cavalier Collectibles, also a 20% off vendor. And we make the turn. We are going to be coming upon Jazzy Junk, and they have the 3 booths and the bookcase here. So, and she's also 20% off. And this is the most filled booth in the shop. And most of the furniture, I think pretty much all of it in this one, except for like the bookcases that are holding a lot of stuff, are not for sale, but the other pieces are. So bookcases are at a premium, so a lot of them do not sell them unless they have something to replace it with. A lot of great pink glass, bone dishes, polka dot, and this is probably the most eclectic booth in the shop. I'm going to step back just so we can get a look from over here. We cannot ship that light. We had somebody ask us. It would be we would have to take it to a professional to have it packed, and at that point now you're looking at just $100 in shipping alone, at least. So we're not trying to be mean. We're just trying to be realistic. By the time you add in shipping on some of these larger pieces, it's just not worth it for you. Our vendors would be thrilled, but because we're not covering the shipping expenses. Now, the regular shipping, we actually do a little bit better for you than the U.S. Postal Service. And if it's really large and a lot of stuff and heavy and it qualifies for the UPS added savings, we will use UPS as we've done in the past. And we give you a commercial rate. So a little bit better than what they charge you. And here we have booth number 2 from Jazzy Junk. And again, 20% off. And you see that sign right back there, Jazzy Junk. And then that's number 2. And this is her third booth. Now, when we do our torrent shops, we tend to get stuck back over on this side because you see so many things in these booths. So we're going to go into this one booth here, and then we're going to turn and visit with our friend Belmont Farmhouse, who is a 30% off vendor. We saw her bookcase up front and a shelf. Hello, Abe. And we're going to keep kind of doing this so as not to dizzy anybody. All right, so that right there, the white shelves there, begins Belmont Farmhouse. You can see her signs right there. And that is her booth. That cabinet is for sale. If you are looking for a great cabinet for, if you're local, for quilts and all that kind of stuff, this is got brand new pine shelves on the inside, and then the paint itself is actually sealed, so it's not going to continue to chip. It's just a gorgeous color. You can see it does have a top coat of some sort on it. Brand new shelves, so you can put your quilts, your clothing, your bedding in there without worrying about it. And I'm going to show you, I mean, this needs a little love here. We need to tap that lightly in. You can see how old that nail is, but here's the measurements. Okay, and then it is 250, so that becomes 175. We'll get that fixed a little bit later. And you will know if you go out to the Lancaster area or any other area that has cabinets like that, that is a fantastic price. And it also has a drawer on the bottom. So it's all original wood on it except for the inside, which has pine shelving. And this is Belmont Farmhouse. And then we're going to come up to her neighbor, the Hip Chick, who's also a 30% off vendor. So I hope this gives you a good feel of the size of our shop and the diversity of our vendors and all the different items that we have in here. And like I said, if I come through here a week from now, a lot of this stuff will have changed again. You might see some of the larger pieces still here, but if you look close, you'll notice a lot of the smalls have changed out. So you can see that 30% off up there is the Hip Chick. A lot of great primitive items. Coca-Cola. A little bit of everything in this shop. Even some newer contemporary Ray Dunn type items. So we're antiques, vintage collectibles, a little run of everything in here. A lot of great selection of books. And that is the Hip Chick. And another one of the booths that's been neglected because they just haven't had the time, but chock full of stuff as well. And 20% off, and some newer Harry Potter canvas bags, $10 on those. The cat ones are $12. This is a signed, is it Yulbrenner that signed it? I remember my mom went and saw, yeah, Yulbrenner, and this is autographed by Constance Towers and Yulbrenner. I remember my mom went into the city to see The King and I obviously way back in the day, and he was in it. She had a little crush on him. She was a big Elvis fan too. Oh, and these dressers here, they're only $40. So great. There's 2 of them. Slightly different. Both have the mirrors. Both Art Deco. And here's booth number 2 from Redeemable. It's right there. And she's also 20% off in this one. And then we're going to come into her booth and we're going to turn and face Burning Sensation Antiques' other booth. It's actually their first booth that they had when they moved in, and like so many of our vendors, needed more space. We have a wonderful problem of high item turnover, but not high vendor turnover. So it's cute, that little cherry mold. I don't remember seeing that before. $7.20 for my copper friends, and the measurements 6 by 6 by 2. I love when they have measurements on the tags. So I'm going to turn now, and we're going to go over to Burning Sensations' second booth. And here we go. So that starts there where the casteria is. That is an old wood ironing board made into a shelf. And you see, pretty cool. And we got stuff up on top on the ladders. Just brought in another chicken cage. And this is more like his rustic primitive cast iron as opposed to like the front that had a lot more of the glassware in it. Fun rusty little egg basket, some great books. This coffee pot is what? I know I have people looking for these. That one is $20 with the percolator. This table just came in. It actually, the top opens up. Let's see. I attached the tag down here earlier. Old Child's wood wagon with opening wood top. Very nice. So nice, great coffee table. And it does have the handle over here, so you can move that along. And you have a party in the room. Just wheel your coffee table out of the way without any issues. And this guy just came in too. This adorable Child's brother sewing machine with the case for just $32. Yeah, I wish my goal and my dream would be to be able to put everything up on our website as a store, but there's just so much stuff and they're constantly bringing in more, so I just could never keep up with it. These he made, they're rotary phones on a wood plaque that you can just hang on the wall, and Child's mystery device, you know. We just had a teacher buy one a couple hours ago for her classroom, and those are just $8 each, so just fun to hang up if you love the old rotary phone, you want a little decoration, but you don't want the whole phone. Hang it in a nursery, in a child's playroom. It's a lot of fun. So this, again, we are in Burning Sensation Antiques, and you're visiting Gray Barn Antiques of Andover, New Jersey. As seen on Garden Guy Bill, who you might subscribe to on YouTube, and then like on Facebook, Yesterday's Tomorrow's on Facebook. Picking Wildflowers, she's also got a YouTube channel and Instagram, so if you don't already, be sure to go over and follow our friend Garden Guy Bill. He's got a great YouTube channel, as does my friend Pam's Speakeasy. That's another great channel to follow. If you like vintage recipes and you like to cook, bake, if you like going to other antique shops, she goes to a lot of antique malls and takes you along with her. And she does a lot of, she's restoring her either 1932 or 1934 Art Deco little cottage that she just recently purchased. So you can go along with her on those trips and watch her as she brings her home back to the 1930s. Right now we are back with Andover Junction, vendor code number 1, where we visited in the case room. She has these two bookcases, this little spot here, and this corner over here. And she is the flag lady too. Sealy flags since 1952 or 54. So you can go to their website and you can purchase your flags there, any kind that you might need. Garden flags, regular flags, she's got them. Family owned since 1952 maybe. And they're also out of Andover Junction, so these are cute. What does she have on these? $6.40. That's a good price on those. Very cute. Little patent shoes. White patent shoes. Oh, look at those. Oh, those aren't real boots. They're just little resin boots for $9.60. Okay, so this puts us back to the entryway of our shop. Well, it's back to the main room. And we keep our hardware doorknobs and stuff all here in one spot from the vendor. So if somebody comes in looking for just that, super easy to find and point out. And the other thing that we keep together besides the jewelry are the oil lampstands here. Don't think there's any railroad ones right now. They might have been used on the railroad, but they don't have a railroad name on them. So those are hanging up here. So we always tell everybody to be sure you look all the way up and you look down, because there's just so much stuff in our shop and it's always coming in, and the vendors are always bringing in more stuff. And up here, like in the front areas, a mix of old and new, we have these new cast iron pieces I'm supposed to send. I almost forgot. I have to send some pictures to one of my customers on Facebook. She wanted to see what we have in the cast iron, so I will get that for her. And we're going to go back to where we started so I can sign off properly. Oh, we can sign off with our little friend here, the owl cookie jar, and he is just winking at us, and he is $12, and as is tight hairline, so, and the eye has lost its cold paint. So we're going to sign off with our winking owl here. I hope you enjoyed our video tonight. If you have not done so already, please be sure to subscribe to our channel to be alerted to new content. And if you've not done so and you are on Facebook, definitely be sure to like and follow our Gray Barn Antiques Facebook page. That's Gray with an E, and be alert and participate in our Wednesday night Facebook Lives and anything else that we happen to pop up on our Facebook page. Thank you and have a wonderful evening.